two of the additional challenges that Zurich is going to face in the near future, besides climate change, are its increase in population and its prices for homes. So, although Zurich is a fairly small city, if you think about large cities in the United States, it's projected that their population will grow by 15%. And the fastest growing age range is 10 to 19 years old. So that's an interesting fact. Population is getting older. And if you think about that age range, between 10 and 19 years old, you're going to need more space. Whether you're talking sports fields, parks, schools. Uh, as far as property goes in Zurich, the average asking price for an apartment, to buy an apartment in Zurich in August of last year, is for United States dollars around $18,985 per square meter. So if you think that's about $20,000, that's really expensive. Um, so um, and renting is cheaper than it is in other parts of Europe, but it's not considerably cheaper. So um, with the prices going up, in fact, between 2013 and 2022, prices rose by 42% in the Zurich region. So you're looking at doubling of what people used to pay. So with a younger population, you're going to have less money in their pool for being able to own. So that's going to be an issue. It's going to create some challenges, right? So you're looking at density. So if they're looking at trying to goes, anytime you add more people, any of those things become exponentially challenging. So when we're looking at how can Zurich be more resilient to the changes in climate, I think that their sustainability plan has to be a little bit more aggressive in how they use their space, how they are going to incorporate those natural spaces, those outdoor spaces, while at the same time building in and building up to because, and this goes back to a little bit of the climate change, but because they have a lot of those heat island areas, they're going to have to look at, or they should look at, how are they going to make these new buildings more sustainable and going to create more green for combating those heat islands, rooftop gardens, which could also be used to offset food coming into the city and those kind of things. So I think challenges that they need to overcome. But I think the hopeful thing about it is culturally the youth in Switzerland overall, but also in Zurich, is very tuned into and about working for climate change. Very large student movement in Zurich and Switzerland for forcing government to make some of these changes. So that's the hopeful part, is as the population gets younger, hopefully they will force further and further change for Zurich.